Good day, dear colleagues. My name is Toktanova Selkirimna, and now we will continue our lecture. Today we will speak about psychological and pedagogical aspects of educational process. In this model, we will speak about psychological development according to students' age characteristics. Understanding learners' psychological development and age characteristics is one of the essential prerequisites for effective foreign language teaching. Teaching a foreign language is not only about transmitting linguistic knowledge, but also about building motivation, confidence, emotional intelligence, and social competence. A teacher who is aware for psychological age peculiarities can design lessons that correspond to students' cognitive abilities, emotional states, and social needs. This helps to maintain motivation, prevent learning anxiety, and encourage students to communicate freely in English. The importance of psychological and pedagogical knowledge. The psychological and pedagogical model in teacher education is aimed at forming future teachers' ability to understand learners as developing personalities. It enables teachers to identify individual differences, recognize the social and emotional needs of each learner, and choose adequate teaching methods. In English language teaching, such knowledge is crucial because students' success largely depends on their emotional state, self-esteem, and motivation. Teachers should therefore not only be methodologists but also psychologists capable of creating a supportive and emotionally safe learning environment. Psychological development in different age groups. Students of different ages demonstrate distinctive features of thinking, memory, and motivation. Teachers should adapt their methodology to these age-related traits. First, primary school learners ages 7 to 10. At this stage, children are characterized by vivid imagination, curiosity, and emotional responsiveness. Their thinking is mostly concrete and they learn effectively through play, repetition, and imitation. Language lessons should therefore include songs, rhymes, storytelling, visual aids, and role-play activities. The teacher's emotional expression, tone, and encouragement have a strong impact on the child's willingness to participate. Lower secondary learners, age 11 to 13. During early adolescence, students experience rapid physical and emotional changes. They are very sensitive to peer approval and may become shy or overly self-critical. Their motivation often depends on group acceptance rather than personal interests. The teacher's role is to ensure psychological comfort, provide positive feedback, and create pair or group activities that promote cooperation. Games and communicative tasks should remain, but they should be combined with short problem-solving exercises and simple reflection questions. Upper secondary learners, ages 14 to 16. At this age, abstract and logical thinking begins to develop. Teenagers are capable of understanding cause and effect relations, expressing opinions, and forming arguments. However, their self-esteem is still unstable and they may experience emotional fluctuations. Teachers should apply methods that encourage self-expressions, debate, projects, creative writing, and discussions on real-life topics. It's important to respect their opinions and guide them toward critical but constructive thinking. High school students, age 16 to 18. Older adolescents are preparing for future professional and personal life. They are capable of independent decision making and critical reflection. Motivation becomes more pragmatic related to career goals or academic success. Therefore, teachers should focus on project-based learning, presentations, research work, and professional vocabulary. Psychological support is still necessary as students may face anxiety about the future. Teachers should act as mentors, as facilitators, not only as language instructors. Motivation and emotional intelligence in the learning process. Next slide. The nature of motivation. Motivation is a dynamic psychological process that determines the direction, intensity, and persistence of learning behavior. It can be intrinsic, driven by personal interest and enjoyment, or extrinsic, driven by external rewards such as grades or praise. In foreign language learning, intrinsic motivation leads to long-term success. Students who learn English because they want to communicate, travel, or explore other cultures are more likely to achieve fluency. Teachers must therefore create meaningful and engaging activities that show the real value of English in everyday life. Psychological factors affecting motivation. The following factors can either strengthen or weaken students' motivation. Confidence and self-esteem. Students who believe in their ability to learn achieve better results. Fear of mistakes. Excessive critics to pressure can block learning. Interest in content, relevant, culturally rich materials sustain motivation. Social environment. Supportive peers and teachers enhance engagement. Success experience. Frequent small achievements build internal motivation. The teacher's role in motivation. The teacher acts as a key motivational factor. The empathy, enthusiasm, and fairness directly influence learners' emotions. Teachers should use praise sincerely, provide feedback constructively, and avoid comparing students negatively. They should also vary teaching techniques, using games, projects, authentic materials, and digital tools to maintain curiosity and attention. Next slide. Emotional intelligence and learning efficiency. So, emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate one's own motivations and the emotions of others. It consists of empathy, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, and social skills. In the context of English teaching, it helps learners to overcome anxiety during speaking activities, develop empathy through role-playing and intercultural communication, build resilience in the face of challenges, cooperate effectively in group work. Teachers with high emotional intelligence can notice students' emotional states, reduce stress, and create trust-based relationships, such as an atmosphere encourage creativity and self-expressions, which are essential for language learning. Speaking about theoretical foundations. The psychological and pedagogical principles of foreign language teaching are grounded in classical theories. Vygotsky emphasized the zone of proximal development, the gap between what learners can do identify and what they can do with guidance. Teaching with this zone ensures optimal learning outcomes. Piaget proposed stages of cognitive development that determine how learners perceive information. For example, concrete operational thinkers need visualization, while formal operational thinkers can handle abstractions. Zharikpaev and other Kazakh scholars highlight that each age has its own psychological potential and teaching methods should deign again with it. These theories remind teachers that learning is not mechanical but deeply personal and developmental. Practical implications for teachers. To apply psychological and pedagogical knowledge effectively, teachers should observe students' emotional and cognitive responses during lessons. Choose age-appropriate techniques, games for younger, projects for older. Encourage collaboration and peer learning. Provide emotional support and reduce performance anxiety. Foster self-reflection through journals, discussions, or portfolios. Integrate emotional intelligence exercises. Empathy-based role plays, gratitude reflections. Next slide. So today's lecture focuses on a topic that lies at the very heart of 21st century teaching, soft skills for teachers, particularly self-regulation and effective communication with students, parents, and colleagues. We live in a time when knowledge alone is not enough. As Daniel Goleman, the author of Emotional Intelligence, once said, 80% of success depends on a person's ability to communicate and manage themselves. So, let's explore what soft skills mean, why they matter for educators, and how we can develop them in our professional practice. What are soft skills? The term soft skills entered academic and professional use in the late 20th century. Soft skills are non-technical abilities that directly affect a person's effectiveness at work. Things like emotional intelligence, teamwork, leadership, adaptability, and communication. Unlikely hard skills, our technical or subject-based knowledge, soft skills focus on how we work, interact, and grow with others. In the teaching profession, soft skills include self-regulation and emotional control, critical and creative thinking, leadership and decision-making, cooperation and empathy, communication and conflict management. A Harvard University study found that 85% of success in any profession depends on soft skills and only 15% of technical knowledge. That's why developing these abilities is now a global educational priority. Soft skills in the teaching profession. In modern education, a teacher is not just a transmitter of knowledge, but also a guide, a mentor, and a partner in the learner's personal development. Let's consider some key soft skills every effective teacher should master: critical and creative thinking, solving pedagogical challenge with flexibility and innovation, decision making, making balanced judgment in classroom situations, teamwork, collaborating effectively with colleagues and school leadership, leadership, inspiring students and guiding them towards self-growth, emotional intelligence, understanding and managing both your emotions and others, self-management, planning time, setting goals, staying calm under pressure, empathy and communication, building trust and connect with students, parents, and colleagues. Self-regulation methods for teachers. Self-regulation is the foundation of soft skills. French philosopher René Descartes once said, "He who conquers himself is the greatest of conquerors." Teachers constantly face emotional challenges, from students' behavior to parental expectations and the workplace misunderstandings. That's why self-control is a professional necessity. Effective self-regulation techniques include deep breathing exercises to restore emotional balance, positive thinking, replacing negative thoughts with constructive alternatives, time management, planning tasks to reduce stress, reflective journaling, writing down daily thoughts and analyzing actions. In psychology, the process of self-assessment, of self-awareness, is called reflection. Reflection helps teachers evaluate their behavior, speech, and decision, improving professional effectiveness. As Descartes explained, reflection links thinking with awareness, and in language teaching, it becomes linguistic reflection, the ability to consciously analyze and improve one's own communication. Reflection and identification. Reflection often begins with identification, imitating the role models during learning. Children and students may subconsciously copy their parents, teachers, or successful peers. Through this process of imitation, they gradually discover their own identity. In education, this means that students often reflect on their teacher's behavior and communication style. Therefore, a teacher's emotional control, confidence, and language use become powerful tools of influence. When teachers practice reflection, asking themselves, "How did I react? Was I fair? What can I improve?" they model the same reflective habits for their students. Communication with students. Soft skills are best demonstrated in communication. In Finland, for example, teachers work in partnership with students, guiding, not controlling. The teacher's role is to facilitate learning, to create a safe and motivating environment. In Kazakhstan, the concept of the new generation teacher is also gaining importance. Such teachers see students as active participants, not passive listener. Use upon dialogue and teamwork, build trust and respect in the classroom. Simple methods like open discussions, sessions, or role play help students express themselves and develop confidence. Communication with partners. A teacher is a bridge between the school and the family. As American educator John Dewey said, "Education is not the work of schools alone, it's the shared responsibility of society." Building positive relationship with parents involves treating parents as partners, not supervisors, discussing both successes and challenges openly, using modern communication tools such as online platforms or class groups. For instance, many teachers now use WhatsApp groups not just to send reports but to motivate parents and students, sharing photos of achievements, praising progress, and maintaining positive feedback. Collaboration with colleagues. Teaching is never a solitary profession. Respect, empathy, and cooperation within the team directly impact the school environment. Soft skills in collaboration include giving and receiving feedback politely, managing conflict constructively, supporting others in shared projects like lesson, study, or peer coaching. A teacher with high emotional intelligence strengthens the professional community and serves as a role model for students. Real life examples. So let's look at a few practical examples. An English teacher organizes a role play activity. One student acts a journalist, another a politician, and another as an artist. This exercise not only develops speaking skills but also fosters creativity, self-confidence, and teamwork. Second example. A teacher shares a student's success photo in the parent chat with a kind message. We are proud of your child's progress. Such simple actions boost students' motivation and strengthen school-home relationships. Next slide. Differentiation. So, what is differentiation? Using adaptive learning technologies in modern pedagogy, differentiation means adapting the learning process to students' individual characteristics. According to American researcher Tom Linson, differentiation involves adjusting the content, process, or outcome to meet learners' diverse needs. Main types of differentiation: content differentiation, adjusting the amount and complexity of material. Example: in an English lesson on my family, advanced students write a short essay, while struggling learners describe family members using pictures. Process differentiation, varying the method or format of learning. Example: one group reads a text, another watches a video, and third works with visuals. Outcome differentiation, expecting different levels of achievement. Example: some students make simple sentences, others write a short story. Differentiation helps teachers support all learners, allowing each to achieve success according to their ability. Adaptive learning technologies. Adaptive learning focuses on flexibility and personalization in the educational process. It takes into account students' abilities, psychological traits, and pace of development. According to Russian scholar Podyakov, adaptive education begins with diagnosing, learning needs, and continues with selecting suitable materials and tools. Key features of adaptive learning: individual learning trajectory. Each student follows a personalized plan based on their starting level and goals. Effective use of digital tools, online platforms, and software provide personalized exercise and instant feedback. Teachers as a facilitator. The teacher acts as a mentor, guiding students and supporting their progress. Adaptive technologies are particularly effective in English language teaching, as they allow for personalized practice, self-paced learning, and real-time assessment. So to conclude, a teacher who understands students' psychological age characteristics can create a truly humanistic and efficient educational process. Language learning becomes not just memorizing of grammar rules, but a journey of self-discovery, emotional growth, and communication. By combining motivation, emotional intelligence, and psychological awareness, teachers build conditions where every learner feels valued, capable, and inspired to achieve success. Next slide. Fundamentals of career guidance work with students. In the context of rapid changes in the modern labor market, career guidance has become a key task of the education system. It helps students make conscious decisions about their future professions and understand real employment opportunities. The role of the English teacher in career guidance: English teachers play a crucial role in professional orientation. Through language learning, they help students gain access to the global labor market, education, and international communication. By integrating career elements into lessons, teachers encourage students to see English not only as a subject, but as a tool for professional growth. Teachers can provide information about international educational programs, scholarships, and exchange opportunities. Explain the importance of English in TV, tourism, business science, and medicine. Prepare students for international exams, IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge that expand global career prospects. Scientific and methodological basis of career guidance. Career guidance involves 3 stages. Informational, introducing students for professions and the labor market trends. Diagnostic, identifying interests, skills, and values through tests or interviews. And practical, engaging students in project, workshops, and professional stimulations. Effective methods are as follows: case study, analyzing real-life work situations; role play, practicing interview or workplace dialogues; project work, researching future professions in English; ICT tools, using online career platforms. By linking language learning with professional orientation, English teachers help students form a clear vision of their future and develop global competencies for success. Thank you for attention.